Newsflash, Hot Toys has just posted images and put up for pre-order standard and deluxe versions of a new Bespin Fatigue Luke Skywalker. Let's take a look. Hey guys, 16 Shooter here. This is a new series that I'm doing called Newsflash, which is going to take a quick look, 10 minutes or less, of some newsworthy stuff that's just come out, be it figures or equipment or anything that kind of piques my interest, and hopefully yours as well. Today, we're taking a look at Hot Toys' new announcement of their Bespin Fatigue Luke Skywalker, which has been about 3 years it's been teased. I remember seeing this thing at 2019 San Diego Comic-Con. At the time, it had the Luke Skywalker Return of the Jedi sculpt on it, and everybody was hoping that they'd do something new. Obviously, the hairstyle was going to have to change for it, but you know, that head sculpt was marginal. Good news is it is a different head sculpt. The bad news is, well, we'll get into that in a minute. This is the DX07, so this is the original deluxe version of the Bespin Luke that was put out in 2013, almost 10 years ago now. This has kind of been a high standard for Luke Skywalker sculpts and figures. This is the first Luke Skywalker that Hot Toys put out. The reason for that, according to legend, is Howard Chan. This was the first Kenner figure that he got, was the Bespin Luke Skywalker. So he wanted this to be his first Luke Skywalker from Hot Toys, and wow, it was a beautiful deluxe set. Let's take a quick look at what you've got with this set. This came with two figures, two head sculpts, both with PERS, the rolling eyeball system. 6-7 hands, an arm that you could replace the forearm where his hand was cut off. He even got two blasters so that you could literally set up both of these figures individually for different settings. With the exclusive version, you got the blasted exploded Darth Vader helmet with Luke Skywalker's face inside it. And beyond that, you got a pretty cool Bespin stand, and this insane Cloud City weather vane stand that you could literally hang from the ceiling or from the top of your detolf and have Luke hanging from it like he did in the end of Empire Strikes Back. Crazy amount of stuff for, get ready for this price. It was $300 for all that. $300. All right, 2013. Again, 10 years ago. Things have changed, obviously. We'll see just how much they've changed in a second here when we go back to this. So that was then. This is now. As I said, good news, we did get a sculpt that is different, at least from the Return of the Jedi sculpt that they showed it with. The bad news is they used the sculpt from the Mandalorian Jedi Luke that I feel, at least personally, some people like this, I feel it looks like they sort of took it from the CGI as opposed to using the source material that they had from basically Return of the Jedi. I mean, we're only talking about 5 or 6 years after Return of the Jedi when he appeared in The Mandalorian. Didn't change that much. Different hairstyle? Sure. But I think they relied too much on the CGI for the sculpt. I don't know that they're going to go back and retouch it. I think this looks exactly like what we were shown in the shots for The Mandalorian Jedi, obviously aside from the hair. So two different hairstyles here. They're interchangeable, so you can take them off. You get one sculpt. So you basically take your pick between versions of Luke. This sort of sweaty hair looks good. I suppose you could use that for Dagobah to some degree too. We'll get to that in a second. But the great thing about the DX7 was that you got two head sculpts and one of them was battle damaged. So you could the clothing was damaged. His face had scars and scratches on it, and the sweaty hair kind of reflected his battle with Darth Vader. You're not getting that anymore. You are getting the hair, but the expression is the same, which is sort of just a stoic expression, flat expression, whereas the DX7 had a little bit of a gritted teeth, as if he was, fighting hard, like he was at the end of Empire. Aside from that, there's not much difference between these two. You can't go by the colors on this. I think the colors are probably going to be pretty close, if not the same. The same material might not be available, but it's going to be pretty close. It looks to me to be the same pattern as the original. The body may be a little different. Maybe that's a little upgraded. The shoulders look slightly differently sewed, maybe. But everything else, aside from maybe a little bit extra detail in the boots, looks exactly the same to me. But it looks good. I mean, listen, not everybody can get this DX07, and there's things about it that aren't great. It is a great figure, a great set of figures. But it was time. It was time for this to be reissued, and it is, and I think people are going to be happy to get it. But there are some issues. Now here, this looks pretty good. I got to say, with the hairstyle from Empire, there are times when this sculpt in the right light looks pretty good, and this is one of them. So, in hand, we'll see. I really didn't like the images of the Mandalorian Jedi Luke, but with these hairstyles, it does look a little bit better, so that may make a bit of a difference. Even that one, again, right light, looks pretty good. Pretty good. Better than it did with the Mandalorian. But now let's get down to, there's 2 head sculpts there. Let's get down to what you get with this. So this is your standard version. I'm just going to go through everything, and then I'll tell you the price if you don't already know. You get the 2 hairstyles with the 1 sculpt. You get the Bespin style stand, which looks nice. A lot of detail there. It's very cool. A little more, you could say it's an upgrade from the DX7 one, depending on your taste. The 2 lightsaber inserts, which, we've seen before with all the latest releases. Now, here's where Hot Toys is stretching it a bit. They're showing, this is usually where they show the unique features and accessories that you get with it. It doesn't usually show every little piece of everything. Maybe the guns, maybe the weapons, the blasters shown here. I think in that second shot next to the blaster, they're showing the belt, which is not something that's usually called out, just a piece of the outfit. And then again, with that other shot next to that, it's the boots, which again, it's not really an accessory. It's part of the clothing. And then the seven hands you get for this. Now, this is the standard version. This is going to run you $285. And $285, that's getting to be about the standard for your sort of high IP Marvel, Star Wars, DC IP costs for a standard figure. $285 with just a average set of accessories. It's getting up there. It's sometimes someplace between $270 and $290 is your average. So that's what you're getting. Okay, fine. What's the Deluxe? The Deluxe, for the grand price of $345, okay, so $60 more than the standard version, you're going to get this exploded Vader helmet with Luke's face in it. Now this, as far as I can tell, is the exact same piece that came with the DX07 10 years ago. It is not an upgraded sculpt to reflect the new sculpt inside there, so you're getting what came with the DX07 basically. Maybe there's an upgraded paint job to it, although the original wasn't painted badly at all. And for your $60, you're getting this, another stand, and not a great one. This is just a standard hexagonal stand with a printed bit of Dagobah ground on it, and then this little piece of Dagobah sculpture, which quite frankly doesn't look that great. It's the kind of thing that sticks on like when you get the Hoth figures, or lately the Endor figures from Return of the Jedi, which were pretty nice. They had like some leaves on them and things. Those were actually pretty good stand editions. This is pretty lackluster, and that's it. Those 2 extra items add another $60 onto your standard version Luke for your Deluxe version, or DX, which to me is not, that's not going to cut it. It's a great piece to have, that little Vader helmet. I guess it looks nice in the display. It's kind of small. I'm never going to use that other stand. Next to the Bespin stand, the Dagobah stand looks terrible. It doesn't even look as good as the piece that came with the Empire Strikes Back Yoda. So that's going to stay in the box. So for $60, I'm basically getting the helmet, and I don't know, to me, that is not worth it. I mean, other than that, it's a figure whose time to be reissued had come, and it's great for everybody. I'm happy for everybody who's been waiting for this a long time. I hope that Empire Strikes Back Han is not far behind for everyone who needs that. But yeah, there you go. That's the Hot Toys Standard and Deluxe Luke Skywalker Bespin. I will probably be picking up the standard version, maybe depending on how that sculpt comes out. When I see it, I probably won't pick it up until it releases. But we'll be talking about this and the new Dark Knight Returns Batman figure and a whole bunch of other new releases and new pre-orders on the 1/6-pack this Friday, April 15th at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with my co-host Tom, I have Watu, and TJ, Capes and Rifles. We'll be talking about all that, so make sure to hit the subscribe, hit the alert button, the bell down there so you know when that's coming on, and let me know in the comments. Are you picking this up? Is this something you're interested in? Have you been waiting a long time for it? Do you love the sculpt? Do you think that $60 is worth it for the stand and the Vader helmet? Let me know. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.